Well, howdy, nearly senior citizen here. Greetings, boys, girls, and all of our non-binary friends, and welcome to this, another day of me stimming with my hands as I talk. Yay! Really quick, I suddenly remembered this. If you like dystopian stuff, in your advertising, look up on YouTube Halo Top Ice Cream, but look up Eat the Ice Cream. It is a horrific, apocalyptic nightmare scenario that ends just incredibly disturbing. And then there's another video where they're advertising just the ice cream with no video that goes with it, but they're playing the song that played in the background of the apocalypse video. And it is a nightmare scenario, but it sounds so cheerful. Check it out, Halo Top Ice Cream. Thumbs up for that. And of course, front loading of videos. Hey, if you could toss me a like, that'd be very cool. If you could subscribe to the channel, that too would be awesome. If you could leave me a comment, that would be double plus good. And of course, I would like to thank each and every one of my Patreon patrons. These are literally beautiful and literally awesome people who are helping to keep me and my aging pet alive. Both I and my aging pet appreciate being able to continue to metabolize. If you'd like to help me and my aging pet continue to metabolize, I have links to my Patreon in the video description, as well as a PayPal for possible donations. I kind of need help this month. If somebody could, that'd be very awesome. There's also an Amazon wishlist link and a post office box where you can send me anything at all. I only ask for postcards and keychains, and I'll open it up on camera, and it'll be cool. So thumbs up for that. Front loading of videos over. Yay! I watched something very disturbing this morning. Disturbing only because it's gross to think about people doing this. They're talking about gambling in Australia. They have the most slot machines per capita of any place on earth. This one guy was talking about how he went to this one gambling place, and there's the dungeon, the control center downstairs. He went downstairs, and there were like 70 different chairs down there, just all sitting there and waiting. And it's because the gamblers, when they're sitting at their slot machines, they will just frequently soil themselves as they're gambling. So they have to go through 20 or 30 chairs per night, because people just won't go to the bathroom. They're just sitting there and gambling and then just letting go on the chair in their own clothing. Thumbs up. And of course, Jesse Koskinen was asking about the game Dead of Winter. This is a multiplayer board game. It is a zombie apocalypse type thing that tackles some very mature subjects, but it's trying to survive after a zombie apocalypse. So you have various events, plus you have zombies at the gate all the time. There are some games that you can play solo. There are some games you can't play solo. This is one of those you can't really play solo because you give extra cards to all the players and they have extra objectives, so some of them could be very bad people. You can't do that if you're only playing solo. Some of the events that I'd mentioned are very mature that you don't see a lot. They're mature in that you don't see them, especially in the United States with violence against children. We love it as a country, but we don't like it in our media. And some of the things that you can do in the game involve turning people with children away from your gates and then finding the results afterward when everybody's dead. So they deal with mature subjects. I've never been able to play it, but it seems pretty cool. So I just wanted to talk about that because I had a direct question. And then, well, I'm going to get back to that. Yesterday, of course, I had some falling asleep issues. And last night, I went and took a Benadryl so that I could sleep, which means for the next 2 nights at least, I can't. I don't want to take it too much. I discovered in my past that if you take too much Benadryl to sleep, you have a rebound effect eventually. It might take a very short amount of time, might take a long amount of time. But in this case, you take one of the Benadryls and it makes you awake. So I gotta make sure I don't do that because I don't sleep enough as it is. I don't want to be awake all night. So yay. But I got some sleep last night, and as stated, I fell asleep yesterday. I did some recording for the channel, as you saw in my Minecraft video. Thumbs up if you do watch that. Very appreciated. But that got done so late in the day because my motivation just got slaughtered by falling asleep. I don't always stop breathing when I fall asleep, just as I don't always stop breathing when I'm awake. But periodically I do when I'm awake, and I do like 5 times as often stop breathing while I'm sleeping. I don't always do so. When I do and it's bad, my ears are ringing like a bell when I wake up, and my hand, well, from here to here, they just tingle like I've, everything had fallen asleep, my hands and my feet. And it kills my motivation because, after all, my brain ain't working properly after that hypoxia, low oxygen. You need it. So yesterday I got some things done, some things not done. I played some video games here and there, and I had fun. I enjoyed my life, but I did go walkies, and once again walked the 3 miles to Walmart, bought a 20-pound bag of cat dirt, popped it into my backpack, and then walked it all the way back the 3 miles home. Yay! It's gotten a whole lot easier. I barely even notice it at all when I bring heavy stuff up the stairs. So as long as I stay healthy and vital, I don't mind walking everywhere in town to get where I have to go. Thumbs up for that. Problem is, if I have to try and carry something big or bulky. So yay. Past that, just survived, and that's a good thing. I did think about various things when I was out walkies last night, and that's primarily what I want to talk about, some various things. There is, let's see if I wrote this down. Yes, I did write the biggest thing down that I wanted to talk about, that I was thinking about yesterday, because I think about lots of stuff, and very rarely do I actually talk about them. But I'm going to do so after. I had mentioned that there was a cryptid that would eat a whole family because he's angry. This is a character, Cornetto, who ends up dying about halfway through the whole narrative on the cryptid thing. Very unpleasant cryptid. He's the cryptid that you never know, is the physical embodiment of chaos and mayhem that rains down violence and terror on human and cryptid alike. Best friends with Lynn Tanner, a urban legend serial killer type cryptid, both of whom by conventional wisdom are not supposed to be capable of making friends, but they do so and they become fast friends. But Cornetto, being just the embodiment of mayhem and chaos, would get set off by anything. You can never tell. Cornetto doesn't even know what's going to set Cornetto off. When I'd mentioned that there was the cryptid that would eat an entire family just because they were pissed off at somebody, that's Cornetto. Because you're not supposed to kill or eat those humans that have their third eye open, their vision cleared, and they can see the world as it really is. There is a cultural and genetic imperative to not do so. And one day, that pisses Cornetto off when he sees somebody with the sight and he's like, I can't kill them and eat them. Oh, that makes me mad. And so, yeah, he does a little bit of tracking to find out where the guy lives, what's going on, and then just ties the guy down and eats all of his children alive in front of him, and then eats his partner, leaving them alone with the knowledge that this cryptid that just ate his family is still out there. Still out there. Have a good day. And then Cornetto leaves. So Cornetto, at the best of times, I got my lips feel like they're coming apart here. If that bugs you, because it bugs me the way I'm done. So my apology. But anyway, so yeah, that's Cornetto. Cornetto is exceptionally unpleasant, but not always. It's just the absolute chaos and mayhem that follows, which is not rained down on everybody, of course. Lynn Tanner never has chaos and mayhem rained down upon them, nor King Mike or any of the people that Cornetto likes. Those people are free from getting destroyed. And when I talk about how there's the one suburban cryptid, Cal Tisdale, who's almost, is in his late 70s, but will mop the floor with you, rolling up his sleeves, will mop the floor with you if you insult the memory of his late human wife. Cornetto actually admires these old suburban type cryptids. They're a dying breed, but they are old school. In that they're not just going to quickly beat you down and then kill you or eat you. No, they're going to beat you down and keep beating you down until you will learn the lesson that they are teaching you. There's an old military type phrase that I'm quite sure came from other things as well, that there are some people that they need some wall-to-wall counseling to get through to somebody. And that's what the kind of cryptid that Cal is. Because after just mopping the floor with this one cryptid, he would leave and toss a handful of bills at the bartender. That should cover replacing at least some of the furniture. It might help get the blood out of the floor. I don't know about the walls. You have a good day. And then he just leaves. And Cornetto just admires that. They are old school. They're going to hurt you bad, hurt you so hard that you will never forget it for the rest of your life. They are going to teach you a lesson. These old school suburban cryptids like Cal spent decades working as a contractor in the American military industrial complex. They know things. So, thumbs up for that. But yeah, Cornetto, very unpleasant. At best, a bully, and at worst, 10 times that. So, thumbs up. Now, the other thing. Yesterday, I talked about how if you go into an Uncle Bonbons to get yourself broken down into snacks because you wanted to volunteer, where they take your body and they break you down into your component parts. Literally your component parts, hundreds of them. By the time you finish going through the processing, section, you're not a person, you're just a bunch of pieces that go out to the various areas to be converted into cryptid snacks and food products. I had mentioned there are things like, because they don't make the conceptual leap to kill you before they do something awful to you, like they're going to start taking you apart when you go into the processing thing. They're not going to bother killing you first, because taking you apart's going to kill you. Why kill you then, take you apart, when you can just save that portion and just kill you as you take them apart? Yes, you can imagine that as being some horrific torture movies that came out like early 2000s. Where, you've got cowering, screaming people and, the person with a butcher knife who's just taking them apart as they scream. That only happened for like the first month before distribution problems were fixed. There is a cryptid product that is sold by Uncle Bonbons that is Pain Away. I have been thinking about this for quite some time. Pain Away is one of these analgesics. It comes in 3 different types. There is plain, where if you take this, it is a mixture of cryptid pharmacological things, plants, with some human stuff mixed with some extra cryptid additives to keep it, fresh and so they can keep it. But when you take just a regular dosage of this, it kills all pain signals for up to 4 hours. Literally, the worst thing you will feel, no matter what happens, is an exceptionally mild, not unpleasant, slight pressure. This, even if somebody just hacks your arm off or runs it through a wood chipper, and you just feel nothing, no pain. You're feeling everything else, but you don't feel anything painful. Now, the people at Uncle Bonbons, when this first comes out, they tell people what it's for without telling you what it's for. Because if you go up there and you ask about this, they will tell you, they would tell you at first that, yeah, it's a pain away, it's an analgesic, and it really works. I saw a training video on this. This morning, there was this one guy, took one full dose of this, waited 20 minutes. Another cryptid came in, ate him alive. And he didn't feel any pain. He was cheerful until the very, very end. He felt no pain. It was painless. This stuff really works. It's for, of course, if you go out and get hurt. If you break a leg, break an arm, get damaged in some fashion, you take the pain away and you stop feeling pain. You can get to some place where you can get help. And you're not going to be just suffering from all that pain and trauma and all the horrific things that happen to the human body because of pain. So you take this, within 15 minutes, you feel nothing pain-wise. There are a lot of people in the cryptid setting where the only thing that is stopping them from giving themselves up to be eaten by a friend or a stranger, a lover, is the fact that it would hurt. Because the cryptids, they take bites. They chew and swallow each of those bites, and it takes about 15 minutes to eat an entire person if you rush. There are a lot of people that are ready to take that plunge, except for the fact that it hurts so much. Now, of course, if you go to some place like an Uncle Bonbons to turn yourself in to get broken down, yes, the people on the line are trained to ignore screams. But when you go in, you fill out your paperwork. They electronically, turn this stuff in, and then over the internet, just make sure everything's okay. If it pings through fine and you are accepted, you're taken to a waiting room. You take off all of your clothing. They provide you with a dosage of pain away and whatever beverage you would like. And that, as I'd said, there were 3 types, where one, it just takes your pain away, another where it gives you a mild euphoric feeling, and a third type where it's a mild euphoric feeling with a mild hallucinogenic with it. So you can take any of those 3 if you take pain away. Why would they make anything with euphoria or hallucinogenic effects if it's just to take your pain away? But you take this and then 20 minutes later, they take you in to be processed. Yeah, it might be that one of the people back there has your head wedged between their thighs so that they can get a better grip. And they're pulling your teeth out of your head with pliers. You don't feel any pain at all. And each of these people, even though they are trained to ignore your screaming, they are also trained and told to talk to you as they do this. Obviously, they can't ask you questions because, if they're going to be pulling your teeth out or something like that, or they cut your tongue out, you're not going to be able to answer questions. But they talk to you to keep you centered. Because if you're centered and grounded while this is happening, you're not going to scream and thrash and fight, and so it's easier. They train them to keep you talking and thinking and going and grounded and centered until the very end. Now, you may still be alive when they pass you through to the second station. You may even be alive when they send you to the third station. If you get to the third station, whoever's working there, they generally take some pity and they'll just cut your throat ear to ear so that you don't have to go through this anymore. So thumbs up for that. They are monsters, but they're not monsters. End of open of 24 hours worth of comments in my community tab. Trying not to drown on my saliva. Open up 24 hours on the community tab, and I'm going to go through and thank however many people have left me comments in the past 24 hours. If I mispronounce the username, no disrespect is intended, and even though I count American Sign Language, well, we have FGCORDEROC, who did the right thing. It said Bo Burnham should be ground up for his talent. While watching my reaction to a Bo Burnham thing where I did say, if you watch this, please type Bo Burnham should be grounded for his talent in the comments. Thank you. Jesse Koskinen, oh my gosh, I love the caves update for Minecraft. It finally made the caves worth it. And then we have Crystal Lizette, thumbs up, and the cryptids, they don't get sick. They only really worry about flavor. So if you're, really going bad or anything like that, then they wouldn't eat you. But they don't mind eating human corpses. So it's different. There is Chris, thumbs up. Thank you so very much. And oh, by golly, we're going to eat those villagers. They need to make a mod where you can just eat the villagers. CW Rudy, thumbs up, and thank you. And yeah, Devo was, when they were active, was pretty different. Aesthetic Vibes, thumbs up, thank you. Confused Owl 29, very carefully. Oh my gosh, I get so frightened. 77 Arcturus, thumbs up, thank you very, very much, and greatly appreciated. There is Mocha, thumbs up, thank you. JAYY, greatly appreciated. Candy hair floss. Get a whole handful of human hair wedged into your mouth and just chew it up and eat it. And then there's Bobby, thumbs up, and thank you. Flora Mew, greatly appreciated. There is Tunes, thumbs up. And there is Scott 49140, thumbs up, thank you very much, and I love the game Minecraft, it is cool. Aloti, thumbs up, and thank you, and that is it. 14 people excuse me, left me comments in the past 24 hours. Greatly appreciated. Get me out of my head, into the world, and dealing with real people. Definitely a thumbs up. But good golly, Miss Molly. I am going to take it moderately easy today. I'm not going to be able to make any real phone calls, it being the first of the week and all. Everybody and their brother is and sister and non-gender specific individual will be on the phone today, so I'm not going to bother. Past that, I do want to try calling my genetic father. Still, gotta love that executive dysfunction. Oh, excuse me, now I'm belching. If you would whatever you're going to do today, hopefully you can get it done. And if you can't get it done, don't beat yourself up. That's what I was trying to say. Oh boy, that was tough. And of course, if you're wherever you are, if people are getting sick, please take precautions. Oh my God, I cannot use my mouth properly all of a sudden. If people are getting hurt, be careful. If you're out walking and you hear the mournful howl of the bus horn, the bus with your name on it, just hunker down and get ready. It probably won't hurt for very long, but that bus is gonna hit you and hit you hard. So until we meet again, you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side, and that is indeed a very good thing.